obviously Darmody back in the side, mate. How's he been looking?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, he's strung a few games together now in the twos, and he's been moving really well. We had a good solid hit out on the weekend where we had the bye, so he moved really well there, and most importantly, he pulled up well. So exciting to have him back in the side. He brings a lot of experience, and yeah, and gives us a good focal point as well.
And does that mean Will Young is going to push up the ground?
Well, yeah, probably play that higher centre-half forward role. He's pretty dynamic, Will. He can get up and down the ground. He's a pretty hard match-up as well. So definitely having those two guys up there, along with Sam Dunstan as well, gives us definitely something to kick to.
Obviously, big job up against the fella next to you in the ruck this week. Who's looking like going to take that job?
It'll be Nathan Dunstan. Yeah, obviously, Cotter's one of the highest quality ruckmen in the league, so we know we've got a big challenge there. But yeah, Nathan Dunstan will get the job there, and hopefully we can sort of mitigate that around the ground.
I think the last time you guys played, I think it was quite a close battle until maybe 10 minutes towards the end. I mean, how do you see this one being equally close? Yeah, on both occasions this year, the games are fairly tight. I think both sides probably had their time in the sun and controlled the games at different moments. But on each occasion, East probably just proves a bit too strong in those sort of last 15 minutes. So that's something we've worked towards, and hopefully we can rectify that on Saturday.
Are you happy with the result in terms of being back in Ballarat for this game now?
Yeah, obviously, it's played down Eastern Oval on East Point's home ground, but that doesn't hold any fears for us down there. It's great ground to play, and we're excited.
And how's the sort of training been over the last week? Obviously, you guys have got a different preparation coming in with a week off. How's the feeling around the group and generally the soreness and those sort of things? Yeah,
pretty good. We had a fairly solid, I think it was a 10-week block there with 10 consecutive games. So to have the week off leading into the finals was really great just to freshen up. We had a fairly solid hit out on Saturday morning up at North, and obviously we'll be able to have a look at someone like Marcus Darmody who's coming back into the side, and Will Young as well. So they got a good hit out in there, and the list is in pretty good shape for Saturday.
Apart from Darmody and Young, expecting any other changes?
Ryan Luke's the other one. He trained last night pretty strongly. He'll have another solid hit out tomorrow night, and yeah, we'll see where he's at. So he's the other possibility, but those three would be the main inclusions.
And was anyone at the Melton game on the weekend for you guys?
Yeah, our coaching group were down there having a good look. So yeah, they had a look at that game, and also the East Point Daly game as well.
Going across to Paul, as far as we spoke to earlier in the afternoon to Daly about home ground advantage, and while we know that North Ballarat have played a lot of finals and won premierships at the Eastern Oval, still how important do you see that venue as far as you boys?
As you just mentioned, North City have won a couple of flags there, so I don't think it holds any fear for them. Look, it's an amazing ground. I've driven past it today, and it's just in awesome nick. So just to play there, the conditions of the grounds in the region we play on now, we're just really lucky that we get to play on them, no matter where they are. So.
Yeah, you've been around a long time, you're still chasing that elusive premiership. We won't talk about grand finals, that's still a long way down the track. But the build-up to a final series after being disappointed in recent years, what's that been like?
Yeah, we set our sights to play finals at the start of the year. Obviously the last 3 years I think we've missed out on percentage, so to sort of midway through the season we'd sort of locked in a final spot, and obviously readjusted where we thought, set our goals for the year. So to finish on top's great, but yeah, now the real stuff begins, and finish on top sort of out the window and focus on this week.
Losing to Daly in the last round, some people say it's the loss some teams need, but I'm sure that's not the thinking at East Point. You want to have gone in with a win. But is that sort of almost a little bit of a wake-up call as well to the players to say we've got to be on our game? Yeah,
I think Daly jumped us at the start. We sort of spoke about it at half-time, that's finals-like pressure that we're going to get coming into this series. So we've got to be on the top of our game from the first bounce, and not let sides get 2 or 3 goals out and then trying to claw it back.
What's it like from a personal point of view? As I say, well and truly in the veteran stages now, I might want to admit it, this is the year potentially that you've been playing for in the latter parts of your career.
Yeah, obviously.
You'd be keen to make the most of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as I said, we've the last 4 or 5 years have been pretty tough, so we've just got to make the most of our opportunities, and we've got a really good group together this year, and the best thing is everyone's mates outside of footy as well, which really helps, I think.
Simon, the fact that last year you made the finals, but you were chasing your tail all season after a bad start this year. You've been able to build, particularly from the mid part of the season, and you're probably as good. Your form's as good as anyone in the league at the moment. But what's the difference this year to last year when you basically fell over the line, didn't have much say in the finals? this year you can really make an impact?
Yeah, I guess we've changed things around a little bit. Obviously, we're a fairly young group now as well. We've got another 12 months experience together under our belt, so I think we've gelled a little bit better as a side. Shane Sconch has obviously come in and introduced a few different ideas and the way we play and structure up. So that's definitely been a big advantage as well. But just that 12 months again under our belt as a side, we think we've sort of come a long way from last year where we probably never really got into a strong rhythm. But this year we had a bit of a mid-season slump, I guess. But take nothing away from the opposition on those occasions. They were just probably just a bit short on the days. But the last 4 or 5 weeks have been really positive, and we couldn't be happier with sort of the preparation we've had for the finals.
And as you said, youngsters, you've blooded as many of players as any club, and some of those players had valuable experience last year as well. So there's that real youth enthusiasm, isn't there, in the team as well?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there's a number of those younger fellas that probably haven't had that finals or senior finals experience, but we've still got a good core group of blokes who have been there through past final successes. So there's a pretty good balance between both experienced finals players and the youth, and obviously those young blokes are really keen to get involved.
We hear a lot about forwards, they kick the goals, they win the games. But in defence, Ryan Hobbs, he's just been a giant this year. He goes about his work. He doesn't sort of get, if you like, he doesn't stand out all the time what he does, but he's a man mountain, and he's been critical down back for you guys.
Yeah, he has. He obviously he cops the best key forward each week, and he most times the nod he takes the points. So he's a massive player for us down back. He really steadies the ship, and he's well supported as well by the other guys down there. But he's really important to us.
Now, he's going to be lining up against a vibrant forward line. That's been in many ways the new look about East this year. That Jake Bridges, your coach, has talked about creating as many avenues to goal as possible. We've seen that in recent weeks, 9-10 goal kickers. You've got guys like John Johnson, Brad Whittaker. What's happening with a couple of other guys at Tarvey and Brown that have been down playing VFL? What can you tell us about this week?
Yeah, not too sure at this stage. Obviously the VFL have made an elimination final this week, so we're sort of a bit hamstrung. We won't know until Essendon make the decision on who's playing where and whether could play a part in that as well with the VFL and flow onto us as well. So,
do you think missing those two young guys who have really come on leaps and bounds this year, different types of players, how much impact did that have, their absence at the weekend?
Yeah, it was noticeable, but we also had a couple of guys out of the midfield and out of the back line as well. So we probably had 5 of our best players out on Saturday. So I think we'll have the majority of those guys back, and we'll just wait and see what happens with the VFL.
So who's likely to come back?
Daniel Tongue and Daniel Simmons. They'll be right, and then the VFL guys will just have to wait and see.
Darley, probably not the softest ground in the comp, mate. Did you feel bodies after the weekend?
Yeah, not too bad. It's one of those things. The ground's a bit softer up here. You go down, probably boots had a bit of an impact as well. Obviously, the guys probably weren't expecting the firm ground. So, but everyone's pulled up really well.